The shooting in Uvalde, Texas yesterday was the deadliest attack at a U.S. grade school since the Sandy Hook massacre in Connecticut nearly 10 years ago now. That's when a gunman killed 20 little children and 6 adults. Nelba Márquez-Greene lost her 6-year-old daughter, Anna Grace, that day in the Sandy Hook shooting. Márquez-Greene is a licensed marriage and family therapist and joins us, unfortunately, once again here at the table to discuss this, because I know you were here last week. I knew this would happen again. I didn't think it would be so soon. I'm so glad to see you again, Nelba. Sorry it's these circumstances. I don't know if you got a chance to see the interview that we had with the congressman. I think a lot of us were sort of surprised when his reaction was, now is not the time to discuss that.
Debate that when you weren't trying to.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to debate him, but he says now is not the time to debate about gun reform laws. What do you think when you hear that?
I was enraged. I felt like he completely gaslit you and the questions you asked. He talked about faith and love as if there was faith. You know, we had these extremes, faith and love or action. Action is faith. Action is love. You mean to tell me you didn't learn after Newtown that this could happen in a community? Please do not gaslit my faith and my love, because when we love people, we keep them safe, and we are not keeping people safe.
Yeah, I was thinking about you yesterday. I saw interviews with several Newtown parents who said this is very triggering. They feel like they're living this all over again. When you heard the news, how did you hear the news? And do you feel like you're reliving it all over again as well?
I received a text on my phone that said, please don't look at the news.
Oh.
And while there is some reliving, what my family and I are committed to is educating people on how to help these families and pushing back on these Congress folks who are gaslighting in every other way and deciding to be cowards. We don't need more cowardice now. We need courage, and we need much more courage from them.
But no, I want people to understand what these families go through. We keep hearing stories that some of these parents don't even know if their children are victims or not, or if they're in the hospital. You know, it's 10 o'clock last night. This morning, some of them still didn't know. What happened on that day? Do you know what it's like to be taken to a room and told and not told? When did you all find out?
It was hours later. It was hours later that we were notified, and it was even hours after that that it was official. And the agony that you face and the survival that you have to do in order to get through something like this, we are asking for superhuman strength from these parents.
No, but I have to ask you, after Newtown, I was there covering it, many people said, if not now, in terms of gun reform, then when? It did not happen on a national level for the parents who are out there lobbying. So what's your advice to those who are seeking, you know, background checks and, you know, to that degree, mental health policies that really have some teeth? Where do you go from now? Where do you go to now?
We have to meet their cowardice, their complacency with outrage and demanding action. We have to meet them. We have to be persistent. The problem with us is we don't think about this unless there's a national incident, right? But the truth is 120 plus families are impacted by gun violence every day. If we broadcast that, then maybe it would stay in our minds, but we forget so easily.
Nelba, a couple of years ago, you wrote, losing a child to gun violence is to willingly agree to inhale tiny shards of glass into your lungs. Families are dealing with this. What is your advice to them in a moment? And I know they probably don't want to hear it, but what would you tell them?
I wouldn't advise them. I would advise the people around them who are supporting them. And I would say, make a commitment to being there for those families, not just today, not just next week, but 10 and 15 and 20 years from now, because it will still feel like shards of glass decades later.
Nelba Márquez-Greene, we appreciate you. We know that this isn't easy, but we're thankful that you're on the show today.
Yes, we are.